Hello and welcome to another one of Charlie's hikes. This is Lyman Hill, north of Cedar Woolley, about a 17-minute drive. And it's a part of the Pacific Northwest Trail going the other direction from what I did last weekend with going over Anderson Mountain. That's westbound, this is eastbound. This is a good training hike. It's as I recall, I think 8 or 9 miles to the top. It's about a 4,000 foot climb, so it's not super steep, but it is relentless over that stretch. Views are great. You've got logged out areas up above that provide some great vistas. So today's a clear day. Sun's just coming up and looking forward to some views. There is a gate at the bottom of this hike that mentions needing permits for recreational access. As you saw, there's also some signage that says Pacific Northwest Trail users can come through here. So a little bit confusing. When I get cell service again, which I should have in a little bit, I'm going to check the daily permit option. There used to be the ability to get a daily permit to come up here, but it seems to change all the time. So I'm going to check and see if that's still a requirement. This road's patrolled. I've heard of people encountering the patrolling person up here before, so entirely possible somebody will come chat with me, and that's fine. I always try to abide by regulations. Sometimes it's a little hard to figure them out, and this is one of those cases with private property. But it is a part of the PNT, so good to be out here. I've been out here plenty of times before in all kinds of conditions, and good local trail where you can get a bunch of miles and a bunch of elevation gain. There's no dedicated parking at the bottom. There's a spot to just park on the main road in Wickersham, so I usually just park near the entry point to this road. All right, today right now it's about 40 degrees. Today's high is supposed to be 65 down in the valley, so probably be about 10 degrees cooler, maybe a little more where I'm headed. And like I said, should be great views. Thanks for coming along on another one of Charlie's hikes. All right, I was able to get cell service. Looks like they're not doing daily permits anymore. They're just allowing hiking and mountain biking from what I can tell. So I'll let you know if I run into the patrol person and get a different answer than that, but I didn't see any way to buy a day pass. This is kind of place where you can buy, pass for like vehicles to go up and recreationally use the mountain in that way, but it is a part of a national scenic hiking trail. So that was the second gate I just filmed, and at this point we're on our way up the mountain, so enjoy the trip. Anderson Mountain, where I was last weekend, up and over last weekend. is just one of a number of trail mixes I've been carrying. Raisins, cashews, chocolate covered coffee beans, pecans. I think that's all that's in this one. It's excellent. Well, there is some water flowing up on the mountain a ways still. That's good. This is a stream I've pulled water out of before. Trying to be a little more careful with logging areas and herbicides that get sprayed at times. But I haven't seen any signs up here of any recent spray. So I may fill up there later. Right now I'm doing great. I brought 2 liters. I kind of want to stretch that out as best I can today. I was right up here, just around this bend a few years ago in the winter, where I was hiking up here, and you're up at elevation enough, over 2,000 feet. It's often in the clouds. So it was quite foggy, and I rounded the bend, and up close was a black bear, a big black bear. Close enough to make eye contact, which you're not supposed to do, but it just happened spontaneously. So in that moment, I had to decide, what am I going to do? Because I was afraid it might charge. Bears are usually pretty skittish around here, but that was, we surprised each other. So I just put my poles near and screamed, tried to be as crazy as possible. And the bear just ran off. But it turns out on far out, it's a rabbit up there, by the way. Turns out on far out, there are a bunch of sightings of a big black bear up here. Here comes a car behind me, so I'm stepping off. And I'm not the only one. Don't know if it's the same bear or not. We're starting to get into the views. Got Lake Whatcom over there. Done a number of hikes at Lake Whatcom recently. Got Anderson Mountain here in the foreground. State Route 9 down below. Looking out to the my old friend from last weekend, the refinery in Anacortes. Both of those smokestacks out there. Anacortes beyond. Of course, all the flatlands I walked as well. So we get up higher, we'll be able to see even more mountains in Canada if we're lucky. Well, I'm not a scat expert, but I'm guessing that could be bear scat. Well, there's quite a bit of water still flowing below 3,000 feet on this trail. I'm just above 3,000 feet vertical climbing now. And expect there'll be some more up here. It's a lovely morning, approaching 9 o'clock, and making great progress on this one. So more to come, better views. Well, I made this mistake once before. You come to this fork and you want to keep left. Go this way. All right, you continue straight on here to stay on the PNT. It's a good little break spot when you crest the hill. Mount Baker's over there through the woods. I'm going to get a view of it in a little bit from a saddle. I've never gone up this road. I don't really know what's up there, if there are any views, but one of these days I'll do that. Anyway, carrying on, I'm going to take a quick break and put my feet up for a bit. Okay, the elevation gain, at least according to my watch there, was 3890, and we're at about 4,100 feet in elevation gain. Gonna head out this direction. This is Department of Natural Resources land. The line's out here somewhere. I could look at my map and get exacting, but definitely the PNT. Gets a little bushwhacky in places, can be a little confusing to navigate, but I know the way. We're gonna go all the way through this for maybe a mile, mile and a half. Then there's a saddle. Go down on that saddle and go check out the view of Baker, and then consider whether to hike further or to turn around and come back at that point. Right now I'm over 9 miles into the day, so definitely keeping that in mind as well. A couple other notes. This is, as I mentioned, Department of Natural Resources land, Washington State. And I called the office in Cedar-Woolley one time and asked them if you can camp up here, because it says dispersed camping, and confirmed that indeed you can. I know a lot of PNT hikers camp up here anyway, but it is the spot on Lyman Hill to camp. Not any water here. It's generally a dry camp. There is a pond. I don't think the water quality is the best, but there was, at least this time of year, water all the way up the mountain on the climb. Last water was maybe 3/4 of a mile back behind me. That changes in the summer. There's a lot less water up high. It's also about 46 degrees up here, so definitely brisk. Here's the pond. It's pretty stagnant. I believe those are elk tracks. There's an elk herd that I saw up here on one of my trips. It was out in the clearing we're heading towards. It's pretty cool. It's a night we camped up here. Got these cables crossing the trail as well. Little cables. So this is where it looks like the PNT might go straight. There's a big clump of rocks here. This is going eastbound. But, and this was hard to find when you're in the snow when I was up here, it's off to the right. And it's also overgrown, but there's a little bit of a blaze, or quite a blaze, down here on a rock. So into the thicket we go. So my plan here is to descend, at least for a little while, on this side of the mountain. And then I'll reverse it, go back up. That'll give me some additional ascending and descending for the day. Right now I'm really close to 4,000, and I'd like to get maybe down to, or maybe up to 4,500. I'm also thinking about going off that logging road that was at the top of the climb to see what kind of view might be up there as well. So make that judgment call a little bit later. But for now, heading downhill off the saddle on the other side. Well, I'm no expert on logging equipment, but that is something interesting. If you know, put it in the comments. Well, you can see Cedar Woolley down there. I call Lyman Hill like the local mountain because you can look up here in the winter and see the radio towers and see how snowy and icy they look, and see the snow level on the mountain. It is the highest peak, really close to the city, but up the valley, got some other big 4,000 footers. Cedar Woolley sits below 100 feet, so yeah, it's impressive. Not as impressive as kind of straight up mountains. This one's more gradual setback, but nonetheless makes for a nice view. And from up here, great view of town. Okay, I descended through that clear cut and ascended a little rise into the woods. And now I'm going to turn around. Went about a mile out, dropped down about 500 feet. So that'll give me a little bit of elevation gain extra on the way back, another 500 feet or so. I'm planning to check out that, as I mentioned, that little side forest road as well on the way back. So yeah, it's going great. Beautiful day. Hoping we'll get a few more views as clouds clear out. I'll continue to film anything interesting. Had to go back to the original view spot there at the saddle. It's just really nice. The lighting's changing a little bit as the sun comes around. So yeah, got to enjoy that view. Wanted to mention I've got a 24-pound pack today that's fully loaded. As I drink my water, it's coming down. Could get down as low as 20, and eat my food, could even be low 20. Yeah, just trying to train with over 20 each time, ideally around 25, 26. It's kind of max weight on the PCT that I anticipate. And doing all this elevation, all these miles with that weight should really help me get ready for the real deal when I get out there. And that's only like 5 or so weeks away. So really excited. And a few more adventures between here and there. All right, back into the woods we go. Well, I've presently got gunshots coming from out near that timber road that I was gonna go check out the view from. So I'm gonna save that for another time. Let those people be. And begin the descent here shortly off of Lyman Hill. Hopefully we'll get some views to the north as we go. Found a little bit of patchy snow back there in the woods. I found that the snow hangs on here on Lyman Hill for quite a while longer than you would think. And I've come up here before where it looks like there's no snow up here, and then I'm suddenly walking on 2 feet of snow. So it is just the nature of this mountain. A lot of little spots with shade.